Very good morning, students. Welcome to the another session of irrigation and hydraulic structure subject. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about what are the different types of failures of earth dams. There are three different kinds of failures of earth dams, which may be hydraulic failures, seepage failures, or structural failures. Now, in this particular class, we are going to discuss about seepage control measures. What is the importance of seepage? And what are the different drawbacks of seepage that we have seen in the seepage failures. So one is piping failure, another one is sloughing failure because of seepage. So if seepage is there, these two types of failures may occur in the earth dams. So how to control this seepage? What are the different parameters to be considered in the control of seepage of this particular earth dams? Okay, now let us have a look at this one. See, in the seepage control measures, what we have to do, we have to prevent the adverse effects of the seepage by using different methods, different ways, or by using different devices. So there are two types of seepage control measures are available. One is embankment seepage control, the other one is foundation seepage control. If we can control the seepage in the embankments as well as in the foundation, so by using these flowing devices, we can avoid seepage failures. So what are the different ways? Let us see. The first type is embankment seepage control. In the embankment seepage control, there are 5 different types of controlling measures are available. One is the toe filter, the second one is horizontal filter, the third one is protective filter of the downstream toe, and fifth one is downstream hose section. The next one is chimney drain extending upward into the embankments. So these are the different kinds of filters or seepage control arrangements in order to protect embankment from the seepage problems, so that we can avoid failure of the embankment due to seepage of water. Okay, so these are the 5 different types. Now in the similar fashion, we have foundation control measures, foundation seepage control. So this foundation seepage control can also be achieved by 5 different ways, right? The first one is impervious cutoffs. We can provide impervious cutoffs in the foundation of the dams, earth dams. And also the upstream impervious blanket, means we can provide on the upstream side, we can provide impervious blanket so that seepage can be reduced, and there are so many other benefits like uplift pressure can be reduced on the earth dam. So because of this particular impervious blankets on the upstream side. And also downstream seepage berms, the downstream side we can provide berms in order to avoid seepage control, seepage on the foundation. The next one is drainage trenches, and the last one is relief wells. So these are the 5 different ways are there to control seepage through the foundation. So now let us quickly have a look at the seepage control on embankments, how we can control. The first type in seepage control in embankments is toe filter. See, here you can have a look at the picture. In this picture, this is the earth dam. So in this earth dam, right, this is your phreatic line, seepage line. Okay, so here we are providing the drainage facility. Toe filter is provided at the toe, a filter is provided. So this filter, what happens? It keeps the phreatic line, like seepage line, well within the section. If this seepage line is touching the upstream toe, then there will be a chances of flowing of water from upstream side to downstream side. Gradually it will lead to the piping and sloughing, and some other different problems will be there, and erosion may be occurred through the piping, so that the downstream slope may be completely get failed. So this toe filter, whatever the toe filter we are arranging here, that keeps the phreatic line, like seepage line, well within the downstream, well within the section. Okay, and also it also facilitates the drainage. So whatever the water which is coming, so that will be drained off by using the toe filters. So it acts as a drainage also to the toe. Okay, the toe filter height should be provided generally within 30 to 40% of the reservoir head. So whatever the reservoir head is there, in this 30 to 40% height is provided. This height is provided, toe height. So by using this toe filter, we can control seepage control over embankments. So whatever the embankment is there, this downstream side embankment, so this embankment can be controlled from the seepage. Okay, by providing a toe filter. Now the second type is horizontal drainage filter. So here you can see in the picture, so this picture is giving you that, in this picture, as we have seen in the first case, a toe filter is provided like this at the toe, but here what we are doing, we are providing the drainage horizontally, which will reduce the flow path of the phreatic line. Flow line is reduced. Okay, so that is one of the important advantage here. So the horizontal filter may be extended up to 25 to 100% from the downstream toe to center line of the dam. So whatever the central line is there, so up to that we can extend, or else we can extend up to 25 to 100%. Okay, so here it is extended like this. Let us assume 60% is extended. So what happens if we provide horizontal drainage filter? What happens to this particular earth dam? So it keeps the phreatic line well within the embankment. So this phreatic line is kept well within the section, within the embankment. So this is not going like this, it is kept within like this, as we are providing a horizontal drainage filter here. Okay, now the next important one is this horizontal drainage filter provides a greater leakage because of the shorter seepage path. As the seepage path is shorter, so it provides you the greater leakage. Okay, and it also acts as a drainage for the foundation. So whatever the foundation is there, so for this also it acts as a drainage, this horizontal flow filter. Okay, and also this horizontal drainage filter acts as it accelerates the consolidation, which is another important point to be noted, because so whatever the foundation water is there, that is consolidated and it will be drained from this toe filter, horizontal drainage toe filter. Okay, so that is about the second type of seepage control measure, horizontal drainage filter. So by providing this also we can control the seepage to embankments. Okay, our next is, so this is filter downstream of the toe. So whatever the, here you can see the picture, in the picture, so this is your embankments, and at the toe, so this is your toe and a toe filter is provided, and apart from this toe filter, here you can see at the downstream of the toe, at the downstream of the toe, here we are providing the filter. Okay, so what happens, so such kind of arrangement, such kind of downstream filter downstream of the toe provides the additional weight and thus makes the upward flow more safe. So whatever the flow is there, this upward flow it makes more safe by providing the filter downstream of the toe. At the downstream of the toe, if you provide filter, so it gives the additional weight as well as it makes the upward flow very safe. Okay, so through this also we can control embankment from seepage. Now the next fourth important one is downstream of the post section. So here you can see in the picture, whatever the downstream is there, that is well stratified, it is separated. Okay, so this stratified layers, grouping into different layers at the downstream side. So what happens, this particular arrangement, this particular stratification, categorization or grouping of the embankments will intercept the flow through the embankments. So in this, the horizontal flow is more greater than the vertical flow. Okay, and makes the downstream flow safe against the piping. So piping is not at all possible. Okay, So this kind of downstream course section can avoid piping type of failures, and it protects the embankment of the downstream side. Okay, so it also an earthquake resistant measure. So as we are providing a coarser section, so this also resists the earthquake forces. So it is also considered as an earthquake measure. So it gives the benefits in two ways. It controls the embankment from seepage, as well as it also resists the earthquake forces. So dual benefit is there in this particular type of arrangement. So this is about downstream coarse section. At the downstream we are providing a coarser section. Now coming to the last one in the embankment seepage controls, chimney drains. So if we provide chimney drains, so there are two types of chimney drains are there. One is horizontal filter drain relatively, which is ineffective, and chimney filter drain which intercepts the embankment seepage control. Okay, suppose if you are providing 100% of the horizontal drainage filter, then what happens? The seepage may leak or go up to this downstream embankment. So whatever the embankment is there, there are chances to flow up to this embankment, and there may be a chances of leakage through the downstream side embankment. So which is ineffective. So this horizontal drain filter is little bit ineffective in controlling the seepage. Suppose in the similar way, if we provide a seepage control measure like this, if we provide an impervious drainage facility like this in the L shape, then what happens, which is more effective, and it do not allow the water to flow through the, like this one, and whatever the downstream to embankment is there, this embankment is controlled from the seepage, because whatever the water which is entering, so that will be filtered here itself. So it is filtered here itself, and whatever the downstream embankment is there, this embankment will be safe from the seepage. Okay, so the degree of, when there is a high degree of embankment stratification, so the horizontal seepage control is more, horizontal seepage is more than the vertical. So horizontal seepage is more than the vertical. So in this particular case, okay, so properly built vertical drain can reduce the seepage, and also this type of structure is an earthquake resistant structure. So if you provide the drainage filter like this, okay, chimney type, so it is more safer than the horizontal drainage filter. Okay, so that is about chimney drains. If you provide chimney drains, it is more effective, and there are dual benefits. It also acts as earthquake resistant earth dam, as well as it controls the seepage. Whatever the downstream embankment is there, this embankment can be protected by the seepage. Okay, so this is about the embankment seepage control measures, 5 different types of embankment seepage control measures. Now let us move on to the foundation seepage control measures. So in foundation seepage control measures, the first one is impervious cutoffs. Means at different sections, at required locations, we are cutting down the foundation. Means an impervious core is induced. Okay, so no cutoff is absolutely impervious. So whatever the cutoffs we are providing, that is not 100% impervious. There may be a chance of leakage of few amount of water. Okay, so and it will reduce the seepage. So maximum it will reduce the seepage, but it is not at all 100% impervious. So there are 3 types of cutoffs are there. One is cutoff trenches, grout curtains, as well as sheet pile cutoffs. So what are these cutoff trenches, grout curtains, as well as sheet pile cutoffs? Let us have a look at them. Now here you can see. So this is your core trench. So this is your cutoff trenches. So like this, so whatever the foundation is there, this is our foundation layer. Okay, this is our foundation layer. So this foundation layer is what they are doing. So they are cutting down like this. a trench is given so that we can avoid the seepage through the foundation, because whatever this cutoff we are providing, this is an impervious material. We can provide impervious material along through the way, but it is very, very uneconomical. So more amount of cost need to be spent if we provide impervious material throughout the foundation, but it is very, very economical. Means more cost we need to provide. So if we provide a cut-off trench like this, which is an completely impervious, which avoids the seepage through the foundation. So like this we can take few controlling measures by providing cut-off trenches at foundation level. And also here you can see the grout curtain. So exactly below the core. So this is impervious core. So exactly below this impervious core, if we provide a curtain like grout curtain, means the grouting is done exactly below this, so that the seepage through the foundation can be avoided. So these are the ways which we can control the seepage through the foundation. So and the third one is sheet piles. So if we provide sheet piling, then the foundation can be free from the seepage. So these are the three different ways by which we can control the seepage through the foundation. Okay, three different ways: cut-off trenches, grout curtains we can provide, as well as sheet piles we can provide on the foundation in order to avoid seepage through the foundation. Okay, now let us have a look at the next one. The second one is downstream seepage berms. Okay, so what is the meaning of these berms? Berms are used to control seepage efficiently, right? Where the downstream top stratum is relatively thin and uniform, or no downstream stratum is present. So in these particular conditions, these berms are very, very effective in controlling the seepage. So it serves two different purposes. One is they provide weight to resist uplift pressure beneath the top stratum. So uplift pressure can be resisted with respect to this, and also they afford some protection against possible sloughing. So if we provide berms, downstream seepage berms, two different benefits are there. One is uplift pressure is little bit reduced on the earth dam, as well as the sloughing is completely avoided, can be eliminated, because sloughing may be possible from the downstream toe, where the water can be going reverse and connecting to the upstream side. So that can be avoided. Sloughing can be avoided, as well as uplift pressure can also be reduced by providing the downstream seepage berms. So there are the two different advantages. So like this you can see. Here you can provide whatever the berm is there, this is your downstream berms. So this berm is very, very helpful in reducing the uplift pressure on the earth dam, as well as it also it also protects the sloughing failure. So whatever the sloughing failures we are experiencing like this, so this sloughing failure, backward soil erosion can also be avoided by providing this downstream seepage berms. Okay, so this kind of arrangement we can provide. Okay, so here whatever the stratum is there, that is semi-impervious stratum. If it is thin and impervious, pervious stratum is there, thin impervious stratum are there, then in that particular case we can provide a sheet like this. Okay, so that the downstream toe failures can be avoided, sloughing or piping failures may be avoided. Okay, so that is about downstream seepage berms. Now the next third important one is drainage trenches. Okay, so whatever these drainage trenches are there, so they are provided when the top stratum is thin and pervious and stratum is shallow. So here you can see in the picture, whatever the downstream stratum is there, it is very, very thin and it is shallow, very small depth, a layer is there. Okay, so this is semi-impervious top stratum. So in this particular case, what we are doing in order to avoid seepage through this impervious layer, semi-impervious top stratum. So what we are providing? We are providing a drainage trench like this. Okay. So this kind of drainage trench is provided so that we can control the seepage through the foundation. Okay. So this material is completely impervious, and whatever the top stratum is there, a thin stratum is there, that is semi-impervious. So in order to avoid seepage through that semi-impervious layer, so what we are doing, we are providing a drainage trench at this place like this, so that we can control the seepage through the foundation. Okay, so that is about drainage trench. Now let us have a look at the fourth one, that is relief wells. So what is the meaning of this relief wells? So these relief wells are also used to control the seepage through the foundation. So the preliminary purpose of the relief well is to reduce the substratum uplift pressure at the downstream of the toe. So at the downstream of the toe, the uplift pressure can be reduced. In a similar fashion, would cause formation of sand boils and subsurface piping. Okay. So these relief wells are helpful in reducing the uplift pressure at the downstream toe, as well as it also avoids the sand boils as well as subsurface piping. So these are the three different factors can be reduced by providing relief wells. Okay, so this is a pervious foundation where water is allowed, but at this place, at this row of wells, relief wells, so at this row of relief wells, it is stopping the seepage at this particular place, so that there is piping is avoided and sand boiling is avoided, like this, as well as it also reduces the uplift pressure on the downstream toe. So that is about a relief well. Three different advantages are there by providing relief wells at the downstream of the toe. Okay. Now coming to the last one, upstream impervious blankets. So what we are doing, we are providing on the upstream side, we are providing complete impervious blankets so that we can reduce the foundation as well as upstream toe, upstream side seepage control. So that can be controlled by this. So whatever this impervious upstream or riverside blankets are overlaying a impervious foundation, which are effective in reducing the seepage control. So at the upstream side, we are taking some controlling measures. So it also reduces uplift pressure and escapes the gradients downstream of the land side. So gradients of the downstream of the land side also can be controlled to be maintained, and the length of the blanket can be determined by the Bennett analysis. So how much length we have to provide this blanket? So what is the length of the blanket? So that can be calculated by Bennett analysis. So this Bennett has given a mathematical solution to determine the length of the blanket, how much length we have to provide at the upstream site. So this is given by A is equal to under root of KB by KF into ZB into ZF is equal to a constant. So the solution from the above equation can be obtained by two different cases. So we can take infinite length of the blanket, and also we can take a finite length of the blanket. Means a length is predetermined, or else we can take infinite length of the blanket. So based on these two, and also the thickness of the blanket. So based on these four factors, we can calculate what is the length as well as thickness of the impervious blankets. Okay. See, this is how you can provide what is the length of the blanket. So like this, we are providing a blanket here. So by using analysis, we can determine what is the thickness of this particular blanket as well as what is the length of this particular blanket. So these two can be calculated by using Bennett's analysis. So if you would like to calculate, if you want to calculate what is the length as well as thickness of the blanket, there are four different cases need to be considered, and by using those four cases, by using Bennett analysis, we can take the length and thickness of this particular upstream blanket so that we can control the seepage through the foundation. So whatever the water is there, that cannot be coming in this. So this is pervious, but by providing this blanket, what we can do, we can avoid seepage of water through this foundation by providing a blanket here. Okay, so these are the 5 different types of seepage control measures through foundation. So